I believe the open letter was originally drafted by the No Cold War campaign, and I was very, very happy to sign it because I don't think this is an isolated issue in Britain. British media is really dominated by pro-establishment views already. It's largely owned by either the British state itself, like the BBC, or by very, very wealthy individuals. And that means that a very narrow range of views is acceptable or accessible to ordinary people. So it's a really big problem because any line which is different to that of the British establishment is increasingly just being shut down. And the ban on CGTN is part of that process. And I think it's really dangerous because it restricts the range of opinion that British people are able to access when they are interpreting international affairs.
Well, I think the issue is that what is being done is extremely dangerous, the ban on CGTN, not merely for China. It doesn't really affect China, but it affects Britain. One of the most dangerous things that can happen in the world is when people don't understand the situation in other countries and take very ill-informed decisions. I'm an economist. I know that extraordinary misunderstandings regarding China exist in the American media and in the British media, and it's therefore vital people hear the views of people from China. It's no secret that CGTN is a state broadcaster. It's the same as the BBC. People will then doubtless take that into account when thinking about what they think about the programs. But to cut off a source of information about what is the views of China, which is one of the main actors in the world situation, is very dangerous.
So what this part of the letter is pointing out is that the BBC is a very political institution, and it's not just the BBC. All of the mainstream British media, apart from the BBC, are privately owned. They're owned by very wealthy tycoons. They follow extremely political lines. We saw that in Britain in recent years. So political media is nothing new in Britain. All of the media is political. The point that the letter is making is that it's complete hypocrisy to single out CGTN and say that because this is controlled by the Chinese state, it's not acceptable. Well, so far, Britain has unfortunately been an enthusiastic cheerleader for the new Cold War. And what we've seen in the British Parliament is American positions on China completely parroted by British politicians, not just in the government, but actually with the British opposition, the Labour Party now pushing a very aggressive stance against China, which is extremely dangerous because what we need is America's allies to actually point to the huge danger of a confrontation with China and to try to exert their influence to stop a new Cold War developing.
Said, I've got no doubt that if a junior journalist on a newspaper who was against the ban on CGTN signed this letter, their career would be very seriously damaged or might be completely terminated. So we're engaged in a fight to get out these views. Say, fortunately, the people who signed this letter can't be treated in that way because they're too eminent, and that was why they were chosen to launch such a thing. But we see this as part of an ongoing campaign against such a Cold War. One hopes that the Biden administration will be more rational, but so far it isn't been, and the situation in Britain is that it follows what the US does. So therefore we see this as part of an ongoing campaign.